Okay, hi. It's been a while since I last did a Power Rangers review, but I'll be perfectly honest, I've become less interested in like the series as time has gone on, and I've developed more interest in stuff like anime and the Yu-Gi-Oh and everything. But yeah, I was just going through some old stuff, and I ended up finding this. So I figured, since it's complete, I may as well do a review on it. It is the Power Blaster set from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, also known as the Howling Cannon from Kyoryu Sentai's Zyuranger. So I'm just getting straight to it. We'll do it from like the Roll order. So we have the Power Axe, also known as the Moth Breaker. Yeah, the one thing about these weapons is that they are quite small, so you see, trying to fit my hand in it, it's not exactly the best of fits. This is just a standard axe mode. This yellow bit is made of rubber, but the whole thing itself is whole plastic. So you can hold it like that. I mean, holding it's okay. It's just the fact that obviously not as nowhere near as accurate as the way they are in the show. And then you have this little, I don't know what to call it, but like just a switch here, and you can slide it along. And then this is the cannon mode. And there is actually a trigger here. No sounds or anything. Just simply just a click, and that's it. This doesn't spin or anything. It's just clear red plastic. There's not much to say about them. They don't really have anything that special. Next up we have the power bow, or the Terra arrow. Little clips on the underneath, which is obviously used for the combination. I don't really have much room here, so I can't really demonstrate what there is. No string on it, or actual arrows, because I guess I didn't really want kids poking their eyes out with it. I remember when I was younger, actually, when I had this, I actually got some elastic string and was able to make a bow and arrow with it. I didn't actually have any bows to use with it, an arrow with it, but yeah, there's that. Then we have the saber daggers, or the power daggers. These are my favourite ones, even though they are incredibly small. They're basically like little like paring knives, but again, they don't do much. They've got nice chrome on them and everything. Just hold them like this, and then just fight with them the way they are meant to. Not much to really say about them. And then we have the two power lancers. They do not go together like you see in the show. Like they just end up doing it like that. It's very difficult to try and do it. They do extend, because this is basically their mode that they're meant to be in when they're not connected into the weapon. But yeah, there's that. This is rubber, so again, if you prod a kid's eyes, not for me, that's likely to be prodded out. So there's that. And then finally the power sword. These are also known as the Tricera Lancers. This is the power sword, also known as the Ryugeki sword, I believe. Again, not really much, it's just hollow plastic in here. You just hold it like a sword, and then that's it. It's more like a sort of poking stick or something, but you know. Again, the rubber tip, rounded edge. I do actually remember in the episode with the troll in it was something like the sound of the drums. Could be confusing that with the Dot 2 episode, but they all call these different things. Power sword's the same. These were the Dino Daggers. These were the Mighty Mace. This was the Battle Bow, and then this was the Cosmic Cannon. I don't know whether they were still in that prototype stages in which they were still doing with the final names, because I know that it was originally, I know with the Blade Blaster that it was originally called Power Sword / Gun on the toy. Maybe that was their original prototype name before they changed it to the last second. But maybe they did the same thing here. Before we get into the combination, I'll just go over the differences with it. For majority of these, there's not really anything different. The saber daggers were left alone, as were the Tricera Lancers. The power sword had a different sticker on the Ryugeki sword, just a different design, I think, to go along with the Zyuranger ones. These details were never painted in for whatever reason. The power bow, they say Power Rangers on here, but originally they said Zyuranger. Other than that, there's no difference. Still got the chrome on the tips here. And then the main problem was with the axe, where they completely removed any and all of the electronics. I don't get it. I mean, to change the stickers is one thing, but to remove all the electronics completely just made no sense. So this was obviously originally a trigger. There'll be one side where it was had slats in it for the sound effects, and then you simply press the trigger and it'll make sound effects, and there'll be lights at the front. But they completely made it hollow and just had absolutely zero interest to it. Also, well, I guess there's also one thing that says Power Rangers on here, but it says Zyuranger on the original. Also, the way they packaged it in Japan was a bit differently. What they did originally was they had these two together, and then the sword, the bow and arrow, and the lances in another set. So you had to buy 2 boxes in order to get the whole Howling Cannon. But for this one, you got everything in one box, so that just made it a lot more convenient. Even though it is still incredibly rare to get nowadays. So yeah, that's enough of that. There's not much else to say. We'll just get straight into the combination. So it basically just follows obviously the ways it's meant to on the show. There's a little ridge in here that slides into the power axe, and then you simply release the trigger on the back and then slide it up, and that secures it in place so that it doesn't move. So then the power lances, they go, you shorten them first, and then you place them on the inside, thusly. I'm concerned about breaking this because I actually did break it when I was younger. This clip here is actually quite damaged. I actually super glued to fix it, and I didn't play with it since. I can do this. I just got to be careful. So if that falls out, then there's some why it's like that. And then finally, for the power sword, it's actually a 2-step process. There's a little hook here that you bring up, and then this simply just rests in there. But the main thing is that you have this extra bulky bit at the top of the sword and the ridge here, and then you just simply slide it in place and then press this down on top, and then there we have the Power Blaster, also known as the Howling Cannon. Obviously very iconic, quite a nice idea with it as well, and obviously there would be electronics in this where it just simply blast it and you do the finishing move, so that's quite nice. It actually feels quite nice now in terms of the heft. Let's see if I can. There we go. Don't see my face that often, but you don't really need to. It's just a little ugly mug. Can I stand this? There we go. So, you know, feeling it like, having it like this, there is a fair bit of bulk to it, so it actually feels pretty good when you're holding it. Thusly, not to make it sound like something rude. But, you know, it's, it gets the job done. I mean, the weapons by themselves aren't that much, but then combining them together actually feels pretty good, having everything as one, and it is obviously a very good design, I think, and it's very original. So, you know, there's not anything to it. If you really want it, then you have to be a die-hard fan to get one of these, but these are very expensive, particularly the complete ones, because you can easily be missing one of the daggers, you could be missing like a bit off the bow, whatever there is, you just got to be aware that there could be bits missing. But yeah, there's not much else to say about this. I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I shall catch you next time for whatever I do next. So long, take care.